Okay, I just had a pretty interesting insight, and it's don't go to the gym to build a body, go to the gym to build a character. Most of the time, we have in mind to build this aesthetic, this reinforced, this strong, capable, and competent body most of the time. But I think about it now, and now that I have the type of body that I wanted, I'm not really proud of the body I've built. I'm proud of the character I've built over the course of time. I'm proud of the fact that I can sit down in the middle of nature and just be aware, present in nature, watching birds fly around, looking at the vibrancy of the green, looking at the clear blue sky that we have, embracing the sun that we have. It's in that moment where I was like, "Oh, I owe everything to the gym." And most people will fight to their ends to lose the 20 pounds to get six packs or to get stronger, to get leaner. But how about instead of trying to build a body, you just try to build a character? Because if you think about it, most people want to be, they want to be intelligent, they want to be wise, they want to be capable, they want to be competent and confident and in shape. But what if you just got in shape first instead of trying to get all of the other things? Because what I've realized is that in the process of me getting in shape, I accrued intelligence, I accrued wisdom, I accrued competence, I accrued confidence because I gave myself evidence that I am what I said I was going to be. And in the process of me trying to lose weight, in the process of me trying to get aesthetics, in the process of me building a body that I was actually proud of, I reinforced a character who was just of those qualities, who was intelligent, who was wise, who was capable, competent, confident, but also in really good shape too. Because you don't look at in a person, I think obviously through the eyes you see, oh, this guy's really in really good shape. But once you get to know the person, the thing that stands out more is their intelligence, their ability to listen, how they're able to communicate with one another, their patience. Are they kind? Are they empathetic? And then on the outskirt, it's like the cherry on top is, oh, and they're in good shape too. So that's the thing is you have to, in this process of trying to build a body that you're proud of, instead of looking at it as a means to achieve a goal that is, I guess, it's not really that. It's not, in a sense, trying to validate yourself in the world, but in a means to validate yourself for who you are in this process. Because this whole process, right, in this whole process of trying to accrue something, trying to achieve something, trying to build something, whatever it is, you have this enemy that you've created, your shadow self. You've created this shadow self on your own based on the actions that you didn't take, based on the excuses that you made, based on the things that you didn't do, the ones that you said you were going to do but didn't. They've all built up over a course of time, and you've now created this thing called your shadow self. And all you have right now is this tiny little voice inside of your head telling you that you are capable, telling you that you can make this happen. But based on all of your previous actions that have led you up to this point, all you know right now is what you know right now. And to go out to the gym, to try new exercises, to eat in different ways, you have no idea how to do that. So the evidence that you have right now is that you can't. You can't fucking make it happen. And your rational self, the one that's trying to hold you back, the one that is telling you not to go to the gym, not to go for the walk, not to go for the run, or to eat these foods instead because you're so accustomed to it, it's literally holding you back from the person that you want to be. And that is what makes this process so hard because the only thing in your head right now is to go against the person that you want to be, is to literally fight against yourself. And you're fighting against comfort, against discomfort. And 99% of the time, you are always going to choose comfort because it's just what you know. It's comfortable, it's safe. Instead of choosing the discomfort of going to the gym and getting sore, going on a run and sweating and using your feet and feeling a little bit of pain in the process too. That's what you're going up against. And I wrote here at the start, you don't have a clue if you can do it because you've never done it. You've never done it before. And the shadow self you've created based on your previous actions is convincing you that you can't do it. and you're left to believe in this birth thought that you can with no evidence that you could. And you literally have to go toe to toe with yourself, especially if you feel sad, especially if you feel low worth and no status, or after life has taken its toll on you, because you have an enemy to beat, and you may think it's impossible because that enemy is you, but all you need is just some small victories. But that's the importance of small victories, because we have days. We don't have to take down our worst enemy, which is us, created by us, in a single day. We don't have to do it in a week, and we don't have to do it in a month. We have to just do it every day. Think of it as you being someone that shoots bow and arrows. You are shooting an arrow with a small victory, like going to the gym or eating healthy for today, or going on the walk first thing in the morning, or reading a single page. That is a bow and an arrow shot straight at the back of your enemy, which is you, created by you. And for that day, you have evidence by the target that you shot, by the arrow that is still staying on its back. You have evidence for that day that you fucking tried. And for that is the most meaningful, most impactful, most powerful source of energy that you can provide yourself in this process. Because knowing that you tried is much better than knowing that you gave up on yourself. I'd much rather know that I gave it my all for today than to know that I didn't even lift a finger of effort in trying to change myself. So start convincing yourself that it is not for the body, but it is for the character, because once you start focusing on the character that you're trying to build, each day will feel meaningful and purposeful and powerful, because you're taking it all day by day, giving yourself evidence, trying to accrue and build this new character inside of you, the one that's trying to convince you, trying to pray for you, trying to guide you in the direction that you want to go. But it has little to no evidence you have little to no evidence that you can do the thing, but all you're thinking about internally is that you can. And the only thing that's holding you back is this person, this enemy that you've built by you based on your previous actions. They're trying to hold you back. And it's literally you going against you. And if we're focused on character building, think about the type of character that you would be having to go against your worst enemy when you're sad, depressed, low status, feel like you're no value, no worth. And think about overcoming that enemy that you've built that is so strong, so reinforced, and so palpable over you. Think about overcoming that victory. Think about slaying that enemy with your bow and arrow over a course of time and time, day after small victory after small victory. Think about the gratifying sense of confidence and respect for yourself upon slaying, defeating, outweighing that enemy with all of your actions trying to go forward. With all of your actions trying to go forward. Like, think about that. Gosh. At the outcome, the result of who I am today is literally based on the gym. The gym accrued all of the things that I needed to pick up along the way. I went to the gym and I learned that I have a second engine. I have this first engine that I know is going to keep me throughout the day. But once it's on E, I know I have this second engine that is just constantly pressing itself on full throttle with 2 times as much fuel as my first engine. I learned how to stay consistent because I just kept showing up every day, regardless of how I felt. And in that process of going 6 times a week, I learned about discipline and what discipline was like. And because I learned what discipline was like, I eventually created and accrued progress that I really wanted in the process. But then because I created more progress and felt better about myself, I started doing new things, new habits, new sort of lifestyle, which was picking up reading, start writing and journaling and learning more about myself. And the more I started learning more about myself, the more intelligent and more I learned about the world. And the more I learned about the world, well, I was able to focus on my community and what's going on with my community and what are my family struggling with. Oh, this is what they're thinking. Well, this is actually what's going on in science based and blah blah blah. Like you, it's all this gradual sort of process that all started in the gym. And instead of just trying to focus on an outcome that is a body which has no value, right? The only person that's going to see it as much, you're going to be the only one that sees it. Yeah. Like, it's of no value to just solely focus on your body in the sense of trying to make it look better, in the sense of trying to make it feel better. 1000% do that. But if your overall goal is to make yourself look aesthetic, have big shoulders, have big broad chest, have abs, and that's your only outcome that you're focusing on, you're doing yourself a disservice, because by the time you get there, most people will hop right off the train and evade everything else that potentially could have gone forward, could have gone right, could have gone proper, could have gone correct, had they just continued. Only if they created a much larger goal, something that is never truly done, never truly satisfied, never truly enough, which is character building. If you persist and consistently focus on building a character, somebody who's more competent, someone who's more skilled, someone who's capable, someone who's more confident in what they do, someone who's resilient, someone who's disciplined, someone who's much more of a family man, someone who's a community man, a church man, whatever it is. I don't know. I understand the sense too, where if you solely focus on your character building, well then don't you get tired of it? But that's the thing. Character building is always going. It's never truly ending, you know? Day by day, you can be fixated on building a character, but there will always come new challenges. There will always come new experiences and new learning lessons that you will gain in trying to build a character. It's always fluid. It's never structured. It's never rigid. And that's the beauty of it. But if you focus on just building a body, by the time you build your body, that's it. Like, you've made it. Now what? You've fucking made it. Now what? Cool, you got the six pack. Cool, you got the shoulders. Now what? You got the body that you truly wanted. Now what? Are you just going to get a little bit bigger? Oh, well, now that you got a little bit bigger, well, you actually wanted to be a little bit leaner. Well, now that you got a little bit leaner, oh, well, guess what? Now you need to be a little bit bigger. And it creates this vicious sort of cycle of not feeling like you're satisfied or enough in terms of your body. But if you really think about it, when you first started, all you wanted was a body to be proud of. All you wanted was the body that you truly wanted and the one that you envisioned. And now that you have it, you're still working on it to the point where it's not enough. But if you were to look back 2 years beforehand, this person that you once were would look in awe at your body now. And I don't know, if you focus more on your character and think of your body as the cherry on top of all else that you have, which is intelligence, competence, confidence, charisma, all of these types of things, wisdom, it becomes so much more fluid and less structured and less rigid, and you'll only feel proud about yourself because day by day, you're just shooting an arrow at what you can be or what you are today. Yeah. I don't know. I find a lot of confidence in that. I think that's a pretty good statement. And I think that's a powerful sort of structure to follow instead of just trying to build a body. And if you focus on character building with starting at the end, if you think about starting at the end, if you think about what type of person you would be after 5 years of just focusing on your character, well, if they're intelligent, wise, smart, capable, confident, charismatic, and in shape, you would probably start with getting in shape first, not the others. You wouldn't try to be as intelligent as you could. You wouldn't try to be as charismatic as you could. You wouldn't try to be as confident as you could, because if you don't have the evidence backing it all up, then you can't be of those qualities. And the only way to really hone in those qualities is by first providing yourself an undeniable stack of proof that you are what you say you are, and to outwork your self doubt. Shout out Alex Hormozy for that quote. Fire. And really just start by going to the gym. Yeah. Start by going to the gym. Because everything compounds, everything becomes more fluid, everything becomes easier. Because the more you choose to deliberately suffer on your own, consciously, the easier the things that come to you, the hardships, the walls, the things that you have to leap over, they become easier to overcome because of how much you've reinforced yourself to be stronger consciously. And yeah, yeah.